Hi, I'm Kerry Kirkham, and you are Sipping with the Wine Fox. With me today is SUPREP Bowel Prep Kit. Yes, I have to get a colonoscopy tomorrow, and I've been following my gastroenterologist's instructions. So 3-day dietary restrictions, but today's the big day. I have to drink the bowel prep. So I'm following his instructions, which are not necessarily these instructions, they're his instructions. Now, I want to get this straight. This is in no way meant to be medical advice. I am not a medical professional. I'm just a beverage professional. And I thought I'd share my experience with how to make this bowel prep a little more palatable for us discerning types. So I have a 16-ounce cup, and it says, important, drink all required water. Okay, so I have the cup, and I have 2 of these bottles. One is for today, and one is for very early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to start with the first prep kit. So it says to pour the 6-ounce bottles of SUPREP into the liquid mixing container. So I'm going to do that. Ooh, that's slow. Okay, hold on. What's going on here? Ooh. It smells like Robitussin, this like cloying grape nasty. It doesn't smell good. This smells like something you really don't want to drink. It's like they do it on purpose so you don't abuse it. Oh God, it's stinky. I don't want this. Okay, so my doctor, Dr. Rishi Sharma, he operates out of Walnut Creek in Lafayette. He is a wine aficionado, and he treats several wine professionals. And so he told me one way around it is ginger ale. His words, to quote him directly, is ginger ale is your friend. And who am I to question my doctor's word? I'm going to go with that. And now I know why. This smells terrible. Really like the worst Robitussin grape smell. So thank you, Dr. Sharma. Really cool cat. Very confident in him. I'm nervous about this procedure, so it's nice to have confidence in your physician. So the fill line, oh, it's up all the way to the top here. So I'm going to fill this with the fill line. There we go. That's filled. And I'm going to give it a stir with my Grey Goose stir here. Smells not so bad. I mean, it's there. It's like Robitussin and ginger ale. And you have to drink all of this. Okay. I'm gonna, it is like Robitussin and salt. Oh, okay. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to stop here. I'll check in with you to let you know how long it took for it to take effect and what happened. And to that I say cheers and see you later. Oh, it's salty. You know what it's like? It's like a salty aspartame residue in your mouth, like lots of aspartame, that metallic-y, cloying, gross sweetness, and a very cloying grape flavor that tells you this is a medicine. It's really gross. Excuse me. Ugh. Good God. Okay. So that's done. I hate to think that I have to do that again. But over the next hour, I have to drink 2 16-ounce containers of water over the next hour. Over the next hour, 2 16-ounce containers of water. So I have that pre-measured out. I have this plus this. which I gotta drink more water, and my stomach feels full, but I'm gonna truck on through. So I wonder what's gonna happen next.
What?
I don't know. Something's gotta happen. I guess.
You're gonna feel your peristalsis as soon as it hits your intestines.
Nothing yet. It's been 10 minutes.
Keep drinking water.
I'm drinking water mixed with ginger ale because something's gonna happen. I don't know when. I don't know what. But something's gonna happen. When do you think it'll happen? The thing is, I really want to drink water because that was such a disgusting concoction. It was so gross. It's the worst. People told me, yeah, drinking that stuff's bad. I'm like, really? How bad can it be? Yeah, it could be pretty bad. I have a feeling that they probably make it that bad so for people who may want to abuse it for purging reasons. That's my wild guess. But I have a little ginger ale mixed with my water, and it's not so bad. I think half of the worst part of the process is over. But no one talks about like what happens next and when and how bad is it going to be and what's it going to be like. No one talks about this stuff. I don't know. I figured maybe I would. So anyway, gin's a clear liquid. That's a clear liquid. It's too early for gin. Not time for gin. Too early in the day. Still nothing. All right, stuff's starting to happen. I'm feeling peristalsis starting in my stomach. Like little spasms way up in my stomach. Like kind of like a gerbil rolling around in my stomach. Stuff's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep drinking clear fluid, no ethanol. So I drank all my water. All the required water. Done. So, still waiting. It took me about a half an hour to drink all the required water. I was hoping that maybe that would speed things along, but I don't know how much faster it could possibly go. So it could take between 2 to 3 hours before things start happening, and I drank a lot of water pretty fast, so I think I'm going to go lie down. I need a nap. I think I may have made an error. I'm always on a diet, and so I figured, well, you know what? For lunch, I'm going to cheat since all my food's going to barrel right through me. It's probably not even going to count. So I ate a humongous pot of a special comfort food I like. It's rigatoni and cream cheese. Melted cream cheese. It's so good with lots of salt and black pepper. And it's just a comfort classic for me. So I ate a big pot of that, like as much as I could eat, a few hours prior to taking this bowel prep, and now my gut feels like it is so full of probably still some of the lunch I had and this bowel prep kit, which I keep burping up this terrible taste of like a grape Robitussin. Oh, it's awful. So I'm lying down. You can learn from my mistake. This isn't medical advice, but you might not want to eat too big of a meal prior to drinking this stuff. That should have been obvious to me, but I will. Okay, so I took a nap and I woke up. An hour and 32 minutes is when stuff started happening. It's kind of like dumping a mop bucket. That's what it's kind of comes out like that. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There was one time I got really sick in Hong Kong, like really sick. It's not like that. Actually, it's really not that big of a deal. But they say 2 to 3 hours, but me, an hour and 32 minutes. Yep. So it's been close to 4 hours since I drank the SUPREP, and it's been quite an odyssey. I have downloaded several times. It really does sound a lot like dumping a mop bucket into a toilet. It comes out with such tremendous force and so much volume, and you don't even really feel it because it's coming out so fast. Luckily, it doesn't smell too bad. I do have a word of advice for you. I would keep wet wipes, soothing wet wipes, in the refrigerator and plan to use those to blot rather than wipe. Don't be dry scraping with toilet paper because you're just going to shred yourself back there because you're going to be going a lot. I must have gone, I don't know, like 6 times. 6 times, no, not even 6 times, maybe more like 10 times, a lot. And so right now, my bunghole feels like it was scrubbed with rock salt. It doesn't feel good. So be sure to use wet wipes and dab gently rather than wipe. Little word of advice. And no one ever talks about this stuff. I don't know why. You can help make people's lives easier by giving them some pointers. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm not a medical professional. It's just my experience. So right now I'm drinking sparkling wine. You're not supposed to drink alcohol, but I figure it's a clear liquid, and I've been drinking a lot of water all day long. Water, water, water. Drink lots of water. And after you do your first dose of the SUPREP, you can't have anything red. So no red wine, nothing red, nothing purple. Has to be a clear liquid. Champagne, good clear liquid, I think. Even though you're technically not supposed to drink alcohol, I'm only having a little bit. Just to clear that awful stuff from my senses. Oh, God, it's terrible. I have to go through this again tomorrow. I'm not going to rehash it because you already know how it's going to go. I'll continue on with how things went for the procedure and afterwards, and we'll go from there. All right. Wish me luck. See you tomorrow. Cheers. So it's 4 a.m. and I've been drinking the other bowel prep, the second bottle. Oh. I tried mixing it with water thinking maybe it'll be easier to gulp down faster because there's no bubbles in it. I prefer it with the ginger ale. Dr. Sharma was right, but you know, for the sake of exploration, I'm all done. Everything's done. It was not that big of a deal, but I do want to backtrack a little bit and talk about the second SUPREP drinking that I was doing this morning, and how that went. It took effect a lot faster than the first. So the first one, it took about 1 hour and 32 minutes for me to start downloading. The second prep, it was almost instantaneous. I mean, it was just a matter of maybe 10 minutes tops, and I was already downloading. And it was just a much faster response. And what comes out is somewhat clear, maybe a little bit of mucus, not really stinky, maybe a little, even a mucusy smell. Not terrible, it's not awful, but you're really clearing out, and it's mostly water that comes out by the second time. And I would say it was a good 45 minutes, around 5 in the morning, of downloading on and off. Eventually I got some sleep once my bowels were finally voided, so that was good. I weighed myself and I only lost 1 pound, which is really surprising because I thought I was more full of it than that, but apparently not. My cat was very concerned, and she sat at the table with me the whole time while I was drinking the second preparation. She's a very sweet cat. And then she cuddled with me while I fell asleep. I love my cat. Okay, so let's talk about the procedure. I had my procedure done at Aspen Surgical Center in Walnut Creek. and I thought it went fantastic. They even pre-warmed my bed before I lay down in my bed for the procedure. Probably the slight nuisance was getting the IV started. Not a big deal, but you do get an IV if you're going to be put under, and I do suggest it. And the nurses and the anesthesiologist asked a lot of questions. They're very concerned with your care and very concerned with your well-being, which instills a sense of confidence in the procedure you're about to undergo. And it also helps to have a really good doctor. Oh, speaking of which, Dr. Sharma, this is an important thing to note. The SUPREP Bowel kit comes with instructions. Your doctor may or may not want you to follow these. In my case, my doctor wanted me to follow his own set of instructions on how to take the test kit. That's an important thing I want to mention. So make sure you understand fully exactly what your doctor wants you to do. And it's usually a 3-day in advance process. Dietary restrictions and 2 days on the SUPREP, and follow it to the rule. Don't interpret anything, don't guess. If you have any misunderstandings or something's not clear, be sure to call your doctor and ask for clarification, because you want to really get this right. So easy viewing for your doctor. Okay, so back to the process. So they wheeled me in to the room where they were going to do the procedure, and I was very confident in everybody that was working there, very competent. And the last thing I remember was Dr. Chang looking up at her and thinking, "Wow, you are so pretty. It looks like you should be on a TV drama, a medical TV drama." And she's young, good sense of humor, very confident in her abilities, and she injected my IV with the medicine to knock me out, and you feel a slight burn in your veins, just a little bit of a burn, nothing terrible, but you can sense it, and then you feel the anesthesia diffuse across your chest whoosh, like a flush. And I took a deep breath, and it's almost like I had it in my breath, and I was out. I never saw anything. I never felt anything. Nothing. I worried that I may have snored a lot, or God, I hope I didn't talk in my sleep. I talk in my sleep a lot. But I was out, and I woke up in recovery. I felt very refreshed. I wasn't nauseous, and it was no problem. The nurse practitioner instructed me to, chill out for the day, which is good advice, and eat a bland diet. So I won't be having any Napa cabs or 100 proof bourbons or anything like that. Technically, you're not supposed to drink alcohol at all following it, but every person's different. Always talk to your doctor. And speaking of that, I want to talk about the American Cancer Society has new guidelines as to when you should get a colonoscopy. So if you have a family history of colon cancer and polyps, the new guideline is your first colonoscopy should be age 45. So you might want to talk to your primary care physician and see if you qualify for a colonoscopy. And in my case, she referred me to Dr. Sharma, and I'm glad she did. When I met with Dr. Sharma, we went over my history, family history, and he looked at me and said, "If you were my sister, I would absolutely have you undergo a colonoscopy without a question." And that was really good sound advice, because Dr. Sharma would have taken very good care of his sister, because they found 3 polyps. Dr. Sharma removed 3 polyps, one of which was about the size of a blueberry, which is pretty large. So the fact that I'm only 45 with polyps, particularly one that was large, I need to be screened every 3 years. So I have to have a colonoscopy every 3 years due to family risk also. So if you're lucky and they find nothing and you have no family history, sometimes you can skate by doing it once every 10 years after age 50. and or it could be that you go once every 5 years, but in my case it's once every 3 years. So anyway, and in addition to polyps, there's something people don't talk about, but hemorrhoids are actually very, very common, as I found out from the doctor, because I've got hemorrhoids too. And what's funny is I eat a lot of salads, I eat a healthy diet, and I don't sit. I am standing on my feet all day. So the fact that I had a few is surprising, but apparently not uncommon. So if you have them, there are a lot of other humans that got them too, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. And the fact that I'm talking about it, big deal, it's human condition. So with that, I close out my experience. I'm sitting here drinking flavored mineral water. Very refreshing. I'm relieved, and getting a colonoscopy is really not a big deal, and it sure beats having the threat of colon cancer. So highly, highly recommended. Go see your doctor, and don't be afraid. It's really not that bad, except for the prep. The prep. Oh. All right, and to that I say cheers to your health. Santé.